Look, I know there's no way I'm going to get out of this hole, but I want to see Parker and Bryant go up the river on this one. It's their fault I'm back in here, and I want to see the bastards pay.
I couldn't give a damn what happens to them. You sure you can handle the freak?
No worries.
Okay. Bryant had the gun. Parker grabbed the kid.
Don't you leave me with her. She'll kill me.
Don't be hysterical.
Listen, she did her old man and she'll do the same to me.
I don't like being clutched, Payne. Okay, Desmond, you can take over.
Well, take over. You leave me alone, or I'll scream.
You won't have time.
Oh! Ow!
Hubby's little tart. The freak fed it to me and I've got a score to settle. Now get out, Sonia.
Can't you see that you're being set up? Myra, be smart. Settle things on your own terms, not Ferguson's. All right, play into Ferguson's hands. Go on, kill her. Kill her.
What's your angle, Sonia?
I owed you. Now whisper me.
You'll keep Payne. Not for long. But oh, you'll keep.
That cow. I'll fix her.
Sure you will.
I'll report her. She is not getting away with that.
Here, you lag on anybody and you won't have to wait for Myra to deal with you. They'll be queuing up.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for helping out.
I wasn't helping you, I was helping Myra. Under any other circumstances, I would have stood there and watched.
What are you doing here?
I was just showing a new girl the ropes, Mrs. Morris.
Make your bed and put your things away.
Yes.
Come with me, Stevens.
Sonia Stevens.
Ray Foster here, Sonia. I just rang to pass on my deepest sympathy about Eddie. We were all upset to hear about it.
Yeah, it was a shock to me too, Ray.
Lionel was particularly concerned about your health.
Lionel? Why would he worry about me?
Well, grief can be a traumatic thing, even fatal sometimes. Still, you've got Eddie's mate, Rick Manning, there. We're sure he intends to take care of you.
Oh?
Did you know Manning was the last person to see your husband alive?
No, he didn't mention it.
He's a thoughtful guy. Probably figured you had enough on your mind already. Still, the way we figure it, Manning's out to get you over this, one way or another.
Thank you for your concern.
You take care now.
Yes.
Colin, how you feeling?
I wouldn't be back at work if I wasn't feeling up to it.
Oh, yeah, I just, well, I thought you might be pushing yourself a bit hard, you know, without realising.
I think that's my business.
If I'd laid a hand on that bitch, Gloria, Ferguson would have had me.
Well, I find it hard to believe that Sonia would protect you from the freak.
She said she owed me a favour.
Any favour she'd ever do would involve a pound of flesh, and it wouldn't be hers.
Hey,
Hey, Jude, there's a Ma and Pa kettle movie on after. You reckon we could watch it?
No, you only catch 15 minutes of it, love.
Oh, yeah. I used to really like those movies, you know. I reckon it'd be great to have a dozen kids like they did.
Thanks, Bum. I hate big families. They drive me nuts.
What's the language, Mitchell?
Sorry, Mr. Manning.
I thought you were going to try and be a bit more ladylike.
Oh, I am, Mr. Manning. It's a bit hard with all these rough types influencing me, though, isn't it? May I have permission to go to the toilet, please?
Yeah, right. Well, not here, though.
Gee, he's a good sport, isn't he?
Yeah. You know, you were talking about big families before, Cass. Well, I reckon you'd make a real good mum.
Yeah, a fat chance, but who'd want an ex-quim? Anyway, Dor, you know, I never had much luck with the fellas.
A bit short on in the bush, were they?
No, they were there all right. But I never knew how to talk to fellas, you know, play up to them a bit and all that. I mean, we'd just wind up yakking about car engines and the footy. Now, what am I going on about it for? No fella would look at me twice as his tractor broke down.
Permission to leave. I had an interesting phone call this morning, Mr. Manning.
Two detectives to interview you, Keen.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished.
You have now.
I hope that bitch sticks by the deal we made and tells the truth.
You really think Reb's silly enough to try and double-cross you?
Well, she's so full of hate, what would she care? All she's got to do is lie, and Cass and I are lumbered with a kidnapping rap.
Yeah, she's vicious, I'll grant you that. Seems her only soft spot is Sarah.
Yeah, some soft spot. She's given her a murder charge, hasn't she? If she was my friend, I'd be watching me back and me front and both me sides.
Wait on.
Oh, hello, Joey. Look at that, isn't he?
Isn't he beautiful?
You got any teeth here?
You'll have to join the queue for a cattle, Bobby. The baby's going to have more godmothers than it can handle.
Won't see me carrying on like that.
Oh, well, there's always the pool table, I suppose.
I reckon kids are a real turn-off. Can't have them, so I don't even see much point in even trying to like them.
Well, don't give up. Might be able to adopt one day. Give some kid a better chance than what you had.
Need a fella to do something like that. I'm weird, remember?
You don't fool me, you know. I reckon you're only pretending.
Hey, Sarah, can I have a little cuddle of him? I won't drop him. I got my own grandson even. Please? Oh, hang on. Oh, what a big boy, huh?
I reckon being away from their own families is about the hardest punishment of all. It's really good of you to let him share, young Joey.
Isn't he sweet?
Joey, I'm your auntie, Cass. Oh, yeah, look at that. He's smiling at me. Look, I told you. Bryant had Mrs. Morris's gun. I don't argue with guns. Not a hero like you guys.
You want to say the clever stuff of court, Keen? You're going to need it. I think you're telling us a pack of lies.
Yeah, well, that's your problem. I'm changing my story just to make you feel better.
Thanks, Mrs. Morris. That's all. For now.
Mrs. Bailey will take you back to the recreation room.
Jeez.
Nasty little piece, that one.
Yes, aren't they all? Well, Mrs. Morris, have you come up with anything about this bus trip that'll confirm or deny Keen's story?
Been over it again and again. There is nothing except...
Except what?
Judy Bryant's record. I mean, her work at Driscoll. I just can't believe she'd kidnap or threaten a child.
The court will want facts, not opinions, Mrs. Morris. Unless Keen changes the story, we'll have to charge Bryant and Parker. Off the record, I can't imagine any jury not finding them as guilty as hell.
Don't you worry, little darling. Your mum will be back in a minute. Hey, Cass, would you like a little hold?
Oh, yeah.
You be careful
here.
here.
Watch his little head, right?
Darling. Oh, hey, you're a real little corker, aren't you?
Oh, Cass, you're a natural.
You know, I reckon if I had one of my own, it'd be great.
Oh, what about all those nappies you'd have to wash?
Yes, and dragging yourself out of bed at 3 in the morning.
I wouldn't mind none of that. Honest, I wouldn't.
You don't mind taking risks with your kid, do you?
What do you mean?
Cass, she's up on a kidnapping charge right now. And she's murdered 3 people. She can't help herself.
Yeah, I'll take him. Yeah, sure. There you go, little fella. You're glad to be back home with your mum. Don't touch him. I don't want you ever to touch him. Well, Sarah, I didn't do nothing.